I'm here at the corner of St. Joseph and Ash Street, and this is the Columbia Center for Urban Agriculture, the demonstration garden. And the garden is located kind of directly across the street from a recent apartment complex development. That's a college right there that runs north and south, and Boone County Family Resources, which is located here. This land is actually owned by Mark Stevenson, but since 2008 it has been operated as a special project with the Columbia Center for Urban Agriculture. And I'm just going to walk around here a little bit to show you what we have going on. See, the border is pretty wild right now, but it's typically in perennial herbs and things that are designed to be useful but also attract some beneficial insects. We have strawberry beds that aren't doing much right now, kale, and if you see here, the garden is organized into in-ground beds. We have 21 in this location. It's broken up into the west side and the east side of the garden, and we typically try to keep things producing all year round. And part of the issue that we're coming up against right now is that we want to help refine our cropping system to determine what we're going to have going throughout the fall, winter, and getting ready for the spring. You can see here that our soil is typically pretty high quality. I'll show you a bed where we just pulled out some tomatoes inside of a hoop house structure that's made out of cattle panels. And we have some things that are going to go in the ground here. There are some beans that have been planted here that we're going to pull up soon in our soil. Like I said, we regularly add about an inch of compost to a bed, or about a wheelbarrow full for a 30-foot long bed. And we also add a cup of Dr. Earth, which is organic fertilizer that has kelp meal and alfalfa meal, some mycorrhizae and other microbes that are supposed to provide kind of a complete organic fertilizer source. We use floating row cover here. We have it over 2 brassica crops. Our brassicas have been prey to harlequin bug, which is pretty bad pest, and we are trying to exclude them using this row cover, and we'll also use that to extend our season quite a bit. You can see in this bed here that hasn't been covered up, we have our drip tape that runs the length of our beds. We installed this irrigation system this year. And you can see here, these are turnips that we have planted, and turnips from the brassica family, but the harlequin bugs, which are right here, are doing some pretty heavy damage, and so we've been regularly kind of taking out our anger on them. We also have a chicken coop here. I have 4 laying hens right now, and they have some space in here in the back. Our compost pile that needs some managing. This is where we're pulling from right now, and this is where we're adding to. I'm just going to take a little bit of a shortcut through this neighborhood to get over to our plot over at St. James. It's currently we're doing some construction right now at St. James, and you're going to see that in a second. But they are getting the foundation settled for this building over here that's owned by John Ott. And John Ott owns the land over here. It was leased to our group with a 5-year contract. We're in the 2nd year of it right now. As you can see, there's a bunch of work going on. I'm going to try to navigate my way around here. To be able to show you what we have going on. So our group has one quadrant of this space, and we're getting this site kind of prepared. The soil in this location is not nearly as good as what we have at the demonstration garden. This is kind of typical for urban agriculture, is we have to deal with this kind of stuff and deal with the land that we're given. So when you don't own the land, then you get stuff like that happening, where the landowner basically told us that they had to do some work, and so they got in there and did some work, and they did a whole bunch of excavation that you saw compromised a little bit of what was going on with our garden. But it's difficult to complain when you don't pay any sort of rent on the land. And you can see just from that quick glimpse that stuff over at St. James isn't nearly as developed as it is over in the demonstration garden, but that's the second year of production over there, so we have a fair bit to learn. So again, the biggest thing that we're concerned about is figuring out how we're going to develop a cropping system where we aren't pulling too many nutrients from the soil, and then we're also alternating family types in terms of what plants are grown in there and when, as well as hoping to eliminate some of the pest issues that we kind of chronically have at our garden site. And we are literally trying to figure this stuff out as we speak. So it's going to be really useful for you all to generate some ideas and come up with a plan that hopefully we'll be able to put into use. And you all are obviously welcome to come out and help get some of those things initiated.